Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Jo Ameya from Fluidtech, and on behalf of LRVS, welcome in track 3 of day 2, afternoon session. Welcome for people probably in the morning, which is from the west, in the east. We already say afternoon. I have the pleasure to welcome today Vanda Franco from Petrotec Qatar. So Vanda is an experienced speaker. She has been speaking to us at LRVS for a few times. So she's also very active in the STEM group of attendees. And today we are going to be extremely interested in subjects, which I like the title. It's very straightforward, so everybody should be interested. Are we listening to our machines? And I cannot agree more. So, but there's a question mark behind. So the QATAR edition is that Vanda will, from her position, her experiences as being a technical support specialist, being able to share her experience. So Vanda, I would say the floor is yours, or at least the virtual floor is yours, and I will now share your screen, and you can just go ahead. Good luck, Vanda.
Thank you, Jo, for your introduction about myself, and thank you to the organization of this event to invite us, Petrotec, again to be a speaker this year. In my session, as you mentioned, I will speak about are we listen to our machines, especially related with QATAR Edition. So I would like to show to you if in Qatar our customers are listening or not their machines. Our agenda for today, it will be, I will briefly speak about us, Petrotec and Team Service and Rentals, which is the operations area of Petrotec. I will also speak a little bit about our what we are facing in Qatar regarding the climatic challenges. And in the end, I will show to you, of course, if in Qatar we are listening or not our machines. Starting about us, Petrotec, established in Qatar since 1989 and in Kuwait since 2018. We are a big company with more than 10 service centers and workshops, and we have more than 600 employees. Imagine 35 different nationalities. Regarding the team service and rentals, more related with oil care, we are operating in Qatar since 2007. We have 24 employees in the Purity Solutions department and 6 different nationalities. Petrotec in general, we are certified under the different ISOs, and we are trace certified also regarding the business ethics. Specifically about the team service and rentals, we are providing oil care services, mechanical services, and chemical services. Oil care service and mechanical services, we are providing onshore and offshore. And for chemical services, we are providing only offshore. There is a different company under Petrotec that is providing these services onshore, which is Solarca. For the oil care services specifically, regarding the lubrication, we are providing oil condition monitoring related where we are doing oil analysis in situ or using third-party laboratories. We are performing oil flushing, oil filtration in terms of particles, varnish, and water removal. About Qatar. Yes, to who doesn't know, Qatar is a small country and it's a peninsula in the Persian Gulf, which is affected by the weather conditions such as high temperature and humidity. Both conditions are contributing, unfortunately, to the fast oil degradation, especially the temperature in the summer, where the water surface can have 33 degrees, imagine, and the air can have the 46 degrees. Along with the high humidity, or where is there an average during the summertime of 60%, Combine both heat temperature, humidity, of course, it comes to the heat stress of the oil, the heat stress of the equipment itself, and the heat stress of each person who is working in the field. Most of the time during the summer period, we are having black flags where all the services which are not critical must be stopped during specific period during the day. The services that are critical, they need to be studied, and they need to be controlled to continue under the safety conditions. This year, I'm bringing also another weather condition with this, which is the sandstorm. Usually per year, 6-7 days in a year, we have sandstorm. But this year, not only the climatic challenges, but also because of climatic changes, between March and June, we had several days with sandstorm, which also yesterday Dr. Juan Flores spoke about this, that they are finding the same in the space. Unfortunately, due to the format of my video, I cannot show directly the normal sandstorm that are happening in this side of the world, but maybe in the end of the presentation, you can support me to show a short video, 10 seconds, for you to have an idea how is the weather here in Qatar. So, coming to the subject of this presentation, is Qatar listening to their machines? Nowadays, we can say yes, they are listening. Oil and machine condition monitoring. So most of the time we are listening about oil condition monitoring, but we cannot forget about machine condition monitoring, which combined with the maintenance management is a multidiscipline where the rotating equipment and the hydraulic systems can be available in the plant longer time without unexpected shutdowns. To be honest, of course, Qatar is not listening to their machines since ever. Yes. So I want to show to you the evolution since 10 years. In 2012, the Qatar, some of the plants, they start with standard analysis in their oils, standard the basic parameters with reduced oil sampling frequency, for mostly turbines, where they were considering on that time the turbines, the critical machines. Of course, they were also looking for the symptoms of machine, such as vibration and temperature. 2015, 3 years later, they added to these basic parameters the RPVOT parameter to understand the oxidation of the oil. They increased the sampling frequency as well for twice or three times in a year. And adding to the list of the turbines, they also put the compressor as the critical machine. At this moment, they were also looking to select the correct sampling point. So to have the correct sample, to have a representative sample of what was happening in their system. Between 2017-18, the evolution came to another two parameters added, MPC and ruler, to understand the varnish potential and the antioxidant levels in the oil, not only the oxidation. Specific test suites were also created per oil type, turbine oil, pump oil, compressor oil, gear oil, and MPC and ruler, as I mentioned, was introduced once in a year. On this time, most of the companies were also looking to the reports and analyzing the trends of each parameter and trying to correlate to understand the oil condition. 2019, diverse parameters were added to the basic plus MPC and ruler, mostly for gas and steam turbines. MPC and ruler, they are performed since 2019 frequently, 3 to 4 times in a year. And we noticed in 2019 also an increase on the particle filtration tenders. So the customer was aware of the situation and was releasing tenders to have long-term contracts, we can say 3 to 5 years, on a call of contract. Every time the particles were increasing, they were requesting to perform the particle filtration. In 2020, the varnish potential was coming as an education, yes, to each customer in Qatar, and they are aware and understanding better the varnish potential, the possible root causes, and try to eliminate them with the preventive actions. Nowadays, 2022, we can say that the customers in Qatar, most of them are treating the oil as an asset. They are applying oil care programs. They are also applying the latest technologies to take care of their oils. And we noticed also at the beginning of this year more tenders related with particle and varnish filtration, and also some of them with water removal. So we think about, can you imagine the reduction on your carbon footprint if you treat the oil as an asset? How in Qatar our customers are treating the oil as an asset with our support and the support, of course, from the OEMs. They are extending the life of the oil when the oil is in usage, and they are preparing also their equipment when they have a plant shut down and they want to do the oil change. They start with oil storage and transfer condition. It's not, nothing is perfect, of course, and in Qatar there is a lot of things to do. There are a lot of things to do related with the oil storage, because it's not easy to have a room where the conditions are under control. And as I spoke in the beginning, the weather conditions are totally different from in the rest of the world. In this case, how they are treating the oil in the storage, or before transfer, they are doing the particle filtration, considering the sandstorms and also the different conditions of environmental. While in use, the oil, it's performed the sampling. As I mentioned, the evolution since the last 10 years, they are doing more parameters, they are analyzing more systems, not only the turbines and compressors. And in the oil sampling, they are taking care and thinking about correct sampling material, correct procedure, how to take the sample, and the representative sample of the system. So selecting the correct sampling point. The oil analysis can be performed on site by themselves, or they are requesting for a third party laboratory, accredited one, to perform the analysis. Based on the reports, as I mentioned, they are also analyzing the trends with at least 3 results, different years, in the same year, in different timings of the year, and based on the maintenance activities, on the OEM recommendations, and also as a service provider recommendations and history of the machine, they are trying to find the root cause of the problems. To extend the life of the oil, they are cleaning and requesting to clean, as I mentioned, with the tenders for particle filtration, water removal, and varnish removal. As a preventive, or trying as a preventive degradation after cleaning the oil, most of the customers in Qatar, they are using decon solvencer to mitigate, control, and prevent future formation of the varnish, when they know that they need also to do the machine condition monitoring. Specifically for phosphate ester oils, they are using dry air blanketing systems, where it's possible to control the water content in the oil and to remove it through the air. It's a clean process. Of course, if you treat your oil as an asset and you take care of your machine, you are increasing the equipment reliability. And in Qatar, by applying the oil care program and the correct solutions, our clients are following these 4 stages to increase the equipment reliability. First stage, and one of the most important, and we cannot forget, training of manpower to know how to operate the machine, not only when it's running, but when it's shut down, to open the machine and to close the machine after the maintenance. Stage 2, as I mentioned, oil sampling and analysis and following the trend. As a stage 3, along with this analysis, they are checking the symptoms of the machine and they are listening the machines as well. Depending on the activity they have planned, shut down, for oil change or upgrade, or even the oil extension, they are applying the correct solutions. And after this application, after take care of the oils, they continue doing the oil analysis to make sure that everything is going well. As an example, I'm bringing offshore case study where the equipment reliability of 27 machines was possible to be increased from 2017 to 2022. So during the 5 years, it was not easy, it was not fast, but it was possible to do. In the total of 27 machines from 2017, 21 machines were showing serious evaluation, serious evaluation in terms of oil condition, and even serious evaluation in terms of symptoms of the machine, such as bearing temperature, high vibration in the bearings. Even the lube oil temperature was showing high temperatures, some spikes in the cases. By applying the correct solutions, it was possible through the years to increase the reliability of each equipment and to keep the condition and the oil in the equipment and the oil in good condition. So in 2022, we can see that only one machine is having caution evaluation at this moment and is related with the oil, which will be changed next month. I'm bringing to you just some examples of cost savings and in some of our customers in Qatar. One of the major oil and gas operators in Qatar was able to save this amount, $275,000, extending the life of the oil in one of the machines. Imagine in the other one. So in the one of the machines, it was possible to extend the life of the oil, avoiding unexpected downtime. It means avoiding unexpected shutdown. For this specific case, our customer came to us showing that with intervals of 15 days, different main lube oil filters were replaced. So for 3 times that they were replaced, showing disappearance, black deposits. They were mentioning also that the bearings were showing vibration and high temperature. As a solution, we applied the decon, as I mentioned before, that we are applying in Qatar. And after decon control the deposits, we were able to hook up the varnish filtration unit to clean the oil. It was possible to keep the oil clean for more than 1 year before the plant shut down. As a second case, I'm showing to you and bringing from onshore oil and gas company, where this company was able to save $300,000 by eliminating the downtime associated with flushing before oil change and the cross contamination after oil change. As I mentioned, it's not only about oil life extension when it's in use, but it's also the oil life extension when we are changing the oil. So we want to, when we are changing the oil, the new oil needs also be done. The oil change, needs to be done properly. The machine needs to be prepared and clean to make sure that it's free of contamination to receive the new oil and to do not have cross contamination between the old oil and the new oil and keep it longer in the system. For this specific case, the machine was not showing any kind of symptom, but the oil condition was showing high MPC. As you can see here, yes, we had before, in this case, we used a different solvencer, Boost VR. Then after Boost VR being in the system for 3 months, our customer did the oil change. In this case, they upgraded the oil. So make sure that they are making sure that the machine is clean properly before do the oil change, especially in the case where the oil is upgraded. As you can see by the results, more than 1 year after the oil being changed, the results continue good. Oil is in good condition. Machine is not showing any symptom, any alarm. Third case that I'm bringing to you is related with major chemical company where the oil life was extended and avoid again unexpected downtime. It was possible to save $361,000. For this case, the customer was having the oil already in the system since 9 years, but his plant shutdown was in 1 year. So he was not able to shut down the machine to do the oil change and requested his life extension. For this case, we used also decon and the varnish removal unit. As you can see, after after stop the varnish filtration unit, it was able to extend the life of the oil for another 375 days, so more than 1 year that the customer was expecting, and it was possible to do the oil change only when it was planned. As the final case for today, I'm bringing the major offshore oil and gas operator. $2 million were saved in the case that I gave the example where 27 machines during the 5 years were able to increase the reliability of 27 machines with a capacity between 1,500 and 50,000 liters. I'm leaving you with your oil and machine are talking. Yes. Are you listening to them? Thank you for your attention. Feel free to contact me by email or in our website. You can see all our services.
Wonderful, Vanda. I was listening. I was dazzling but about these large numbers of hundred thousands of dollars. But I was also amazed about the nice story, you know, where you see from 2012 how the evolution happened and how you as a company managed to move towards a better machine condition monitoring, both oil and machine. And in that respect, we have had, by the way, a few replies from Portugal. Telmo Carillo saying hi to you, saying great presentation. And I got a question from a person asking, can you please share your insights on the difference between varnish present in the oil and the system, as well as the best practices to remove them based on experience? That's the first question. So, and then there's another question, but let's first answer this question, please, Vanda.
Yes, we can mention that first, yes, the varnish starts with the oil degradation, correct? And the varnish starts with the oil. But if the customer is not taking care of the oil, is not cleaning the oil with the time and with the stress of the oil, it continues increasing the varnish, which will become sticked in the system. And unfortunately, when it's sticked in the system, it's more difficult to be removed. So it takes more time and investment is higher. So if you can take your first action as soon as the varnish is present in the oil, it will be the best way as a preventive action. Don't wait for the corrective action.
Yeah.
Because if the varnish is coming to the system, most probably it will be sticked in the bearings, most of the cases in the pipes where the oil is passing, but the temperature is not the same as the operating conditions. Usually it's lower, that's why it's sticked. Yes,
Yeah.
it's solid and it's more difficult to remove.
Yeah.
The
No,
best practice
that's
to remove, yes, the
no
best
correct. Yeah.
practice to remove from the system, as I mentioned in our presentation, it's really from our experience is to use a solvencer where will help to increase the solubility of your oil and hook up also one varnish removal unit if possible to make sure that with the time you are cleaning the oil and this oil will clean the system with the time.
Yeah,
This is
absolutely
our
correct.
experience.
Yeah.
Of course, the best practice is do not wait until your machine show any symptoms. Yes, if your oil is showing already symptoms, you need to take an action.
Yeah, and in that respect, I can say also that in addition to this, that ASTM and OEMs have specific guidelines. For example, the latest ASTM standard D4378, latest edition 2021, mentioned also clearly that an increase of MPC from 20 to 30 is a significant increase. So it's the delta who counts. And there comes another question, Vanda, which relates also to your program. What other oil parameters should the customer look at besides MPC? I will let you answer the question.
Yes. Most of the parameters that are analyzed or starting, yes, as I mentioned, was the standard, the basic parameters such as the water content, the acid number, particles, and metals, and viscosity, of course. But sometimes the customer is waiting only for the symptoms of the machine, or it's not correlating the parameters. We cannot look only to one parameter. We need to see all parameters, follow the trends, and try to correlate them to understand the possible degradation and the root cause. In this case, for critical machines, mostly for compressors and turbines, our recommendation is to analyze the basic parameters, as I mentioned, plus the MPC, the ruler, where you can have the antioxidant level and to see the protection of your oil. Yes, if it makes sense to extend the life of the oil, or if you don't have another option, to do the oil change as soon as possible, and the acid number as well. The water content and the acid number will also, the water content of course will conduce to the degradation, so it will increase the MPC as well. But in the acid number you also can see the degradation of the oil if your antioxidants are also not in good level. Mostly, as Jo was mentioning, one increase from 22 to 30 is already considered a large increase, and we need to take an action. When it comes to the ruler, the level of antioxidants, mostly of the time, it's looking for the additive type 1, which needs to, sometimes they are taking action only in less than 25% when compared to the fresh oil. From our recommendation, as soon as possible to take an action when the trend is showing large depletion. So if it comes from 90% to 70% in 3 months, or even from 70, then another 3 months to 50%, an action needs to be taken. Not wait
Absolutely.
until not wait until reach the 25%.
Yeah, this matches very well in your title of your paper. Are you listening to your machines? It's correct. It's this signal of information, this oil analysis, the value of it. Like also OEM guidelines, ACM talking about even looking at foam increase or air release changes, because these degradation products are very polar, so they will affect your air release, and we have seen issues also on that. So no, I can fully agree. I see there's another question I'm going to look at. I got, so people are just thanking you for answering their question correctly. I got also another person telling you that it's a very good and clear presentation, and I can only follow that that information. You're so well. You presented that so clearly and so well. So your company is, of course, a leading company in Qatar, and so it's an example of how oil analysis and condition monitoring and maintenance equipment shall be done. I think
nothing is perfect. Yes, nothing is perfect, but we are doing our
yeah.
best, and we are supporting the customer as much as possible, and
Yeah,
with our expertise, of course, and
yeah,
experience in the field, and we are giving our recommendations. And then, in the end, the decision is the client. The final decision is coming from the client.
yeah. No, that's true, but it's certainly today now. This is specialized material, information, experiences that you have established. Continue to do so. This is a great, and thank you again for sharing this information, because we are so grateful that you as a company and as a speaker wants to share this information. I know how over the years how it takes time to present these papers, gather information. So
Yes,
thank you very much.
collection of data is taking time.
Absolutely, and that is where we are so grateful. I see no more questions, Vanda. So from the whole group and the whole LRVS organization, big thank you, congratulations for this excellent presentation. People will be able to listen to your. This is all recorded, by the way, so
Yes.
people afterwards can still go to LRVS site and listen to the videos. So you're going to be very famous, Vanda, because this virus, this video will be going viral, and so it's
Good.
gonna. And then
I don't want to be famous. I just need to
oh,
support
yeah,
the customers as much as possible.
yeah, but still,
Thank you, yeah.
yeah. Thank you,
And
Vanda. Thank you,
thank you
all
for
the
all the attendees to
audience.
come.
Yeah, enjoy
Enjoy your
LRVS
day.
for the rest of the day. Yeah, thank you. Bye
Thank
bye.
you. Bye. See you.
Bye.